Hey guys, welcome to the Benjamin Mitchell Show. It's me, Ben Mitchell. Uh, CNN rep- CNN reports more than 600 people are still missing in California's fire. These are the largest fires in California history, and something like 43 people, I think, have been pronounced dead. 600 people though. They're still trying to figure out if they're dead or if they're just missing somewhere. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of the Californian fire. Brexit. So the British Prime Minister released basically a plan for Brexit. CNBC reports the 585-page draft agreed between May's team and her opposite members in Brussels have been attacked by politicians from across the whole of the UK Parliament. So she might be thrown out apparently via either resignation or no confidence vote on her leadership. So my thoughts on Brexit. So Brexit is all around good for the UK, in my opinion. Here's the thing with the EU. The problem is that it's just a big government that makes laws for people that it doesn't even really know. So somebody from Germany or other places are making laws for somebody in France, and how is somebody in Germany going to know what France needs? So it's just basically, no one works together in it. It's just big government of just Europe in general. And then another big government on top of that via the Brexit. I mean, via the EU, excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, Brexit will be all around good for the UK, in my opinion. I really hope that it passes, and I hope that the Prime Minister gets to keep her spot, because she's doing a really good job. Saudi Arabia. So, the journalist that was murdered, Saudi Arabia is making up all kinds of excuses. So, the New Yorker reports with a straight face the Saudi former foreign minister, Adalja Juber, explained the murder of Jamal Khashoggi to a group of journalists on Thursday by saying dismissively, "Sometimes mistakes happen." Okay, that is not the way you describe a murder of an innocent journalist from a regime. And here's the thing. The evidence is clear. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia was involved in the murder of Khashoggi. It's 100% clear. The Turkish officials have the evidence. The US knows it. Trump knows it. Okay, this is one thing that I will not go with Trump with. He should be imposing sanctions on Saudi Arabia or probably even removing the Crown Prince. Okay? This is unacceptable. An American citizen is killed. That should be considered an act of war. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, this entire thing, and they're just hoping that we can all just forget about it. And it's working. The media is just forgetting about it. And, yeah. The Crown Prince had nothing to do with the issue, Al-Jaber told the press conference in some city. The criticism and fierce attacks targeting the kingdom are baseless and illogical. Yeah, right. Okay, and here's the thing. A few people who have been, basically, the Crown Prince was just like, you did it, to 12 people. And they are now going to be executed. So we don't know if those people are actually guilty. My guess is that some of them probably are, but most of them are just people that the Crown Prince doesn't like. Because that's what these regimes do. They just kill people they don't like. So this entire cover-up is just so stupid. And you know what? The American public should not stop talking about it. We need to be outraged about it so Trump actually listens. Craziness. Nancy Pelosi. So she's trying to be the next Speaker of the House again. Yeah. If the current leads hold in 6 outstanding House races, the Washington Post reports, Democrats will control 234 seats next year. This assumes that every Republican will vote against her and no members are present. So that's basically if they all vote for her, and yeah. So she might not actually become the Speaker. The Democratic caucus will vote on their leadership on November 28th, and the final floor vote for Speaker before the White House will be on January 3rd. While it is unclear which, if any, members will vote against Pelosi on the House floor, 9 non-incumbent Democrats oppose her, combined with 11 incumbents who previously pledged to vote against Pelosi, would be enough to prevent her from reaching the needed 218 votes. In 2016, 63 Democrats voted against Pelosi in a caucus vote. So, she might not be the next Speaker, which is a good thing. Nancy Pelosi is she's just an establishment politician. She takes corporate money, and she's just a hack, honestly. I don't love the Democratic Party, but Pelosi is by far the worst one out of them all. So I really hope that she doesn't. I hope the Democrats choose somebody else. Okay, next. China is basically, there's been a recent spike in radical Islamic terrorist attacks in China. Horrible, horrible thing. But China's response is absolutely discriminatory and Islamophobic and should not be respected at all. Another thing that I cannot believe this is not getting more attention. So, China has said, through independent reports, that China has said 15 foreign ambassadors who issued a letter expressing their concern about the incarceration as many as 1 million and other Muslims, 1 million Muslims in re-education camps should not interfere with international affairs of other countries. Yeah, it should. America should be putting all sorts of sanctions on China. You cannot send Muslims to re-education camps. It's basically torture. It should be against. It's a human rights violation, and really, the U.S. should not be letting it slide. I cannot believe the U.S. is letting this slide. Crazy week this week. And a few days ago, Michael Avenatti was arrested for possible domestic abuse. This is what we know right now. Avenatti was arrested on one felony charge of domestic violence. The Los Angeles Police Department Twitter account tweeted that he was booked on California Penal Code 273.5. That penal code provision applies to any person who willfully inflicts corporal injury resulting in traumatic condition upon a victim. If convicted, such a person shall be punished to state prison for 2 to 4 years or a fine of up to $6,000 or both. Avenatti was released on a $50,000 bail. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department website, he was in custody for a little over 3 hours. I'm not sure if things always go that quickly in California, but that is certainly a quick turnaround. The Federalist reports. To anyone who has been following Avenatti's shenanigans this last year, it should come as no surprise that he held a press conference outside Los Angeles police station upon his release. He forcefully denied the allegations and called the claims against him bogus. In a twist worthy of the M. Night Shyamalan... Okay. An intel agency reportedly connected to right-wing Twitter troll Jacob Wall appeared to take credit for Avenatti's arrest on Twitter. And he tweets, Avenatti has been arrested for domestic violence and is currently on LAPD custody. And then it says Surefire Intelligence Strikes Again, which is the company he runs. So if he actually called this in, it's probably bullcrap. Jacob Wall, just a few months ago, or however long it was, accused Robert Mueller of rape, and even held like a press conference for it, even though it was completely bullcrap, and he had paid the woman. The woman who accused him came forward and said that Jacob Wall had paid her $20,000 to accuse Bob Mueller of rape. So he's not a good guy. So Michael Avenatti tweets, "First Mother and now me. We are now fully exonerated. I'm coming for you, Jacob Wall, aka Surefire. This is completely practical of Michael Avenatti. I don't like him very much, but anyone who falsely accuses somebody of rape or domestic abuse should deserve some serious consequences. Honestly, that is one of the worst crimes you can commit, and anyone who falsely accuse somebody of doing it deserves a punishment. They are part of the problem. You see, when all these accusations come in that aren't real, it kind of casts doubt on any real accusations, and it poses the risk of us not realizing that they're real and us not believing somebody who's actually telling the truth. The elections. So, the midterms happened, what was it, last week? I think it was last week. Okay, yeah, a week. Around a week and 2 days. So, based on this, so it wasn't a blue wave, let's get that out right away. In fact, the Democrats won around 34 seats, I think it was, counting all the ones that are just projected for them to win but are still in recounts. So if they keep all of those, they'll have won like 34 seats, I want to say. So the Republicans took, last midterms, the Republicans took 63 seats. Okay? No one called that a red wave. 34 seats isn't a blue wave. I'm sorry, but it's not a blue wave. So the Republicans actually did pretty well. Now, what Republicans should be concerned about is that the entire Rust Belt went for the Democrats in the midterms. This is how Trump won the 2016 election, is through the Rust Belt. Republicans need to make sure that they win the Rust Belt. And the 2020 candidates right now pose some serious, some of them pose some serious problems to the election. So, the declared candidates right now for the Democratic Party. John Delaney he's a U.S. representative of Maryland since 2013. Okay, he's really just rich. I don't think he's just like an establishment politician. I really don't think that he's going to have much of a chance in the Rust Belt, because I don't think he can necessarily help, I don't think he's going to resonate with the voters, with working class voters. However, Richard Ojeda announced his candidacy this week. He was a member of the West Virginia State Senate since 2016. He was a Democrat nominee for U.S. Representative of West Virginia in 2018. Okay, he lost that race, but he, I want to say, closed the gap by 40 points than the last Democrat running in that. So he did really, really well, and he would have won if it wasn't West Virginia, I think, because West Virginia is prime Trump country. I think he might even be able to flip West Virginia, although don't quote me on that. He probably, I don't know. Trump has a good chance there. That probably will be a toss-up, actually. He is a fighter. If he runs and he gets the nominee, I think he will kick Trump's butt. Either way. Whatever happens, the worst possible scenario for Ojeda, he still probably wins. The Rust Belt is going to go for him. He's going to flip a whole bunch of seats that Trump won, and that are toss-ups. He's just not... The Republicans better hope the Democrats do not nominate Richard Ojeda. Unless he has some dirt on him or something that Trump can find and completely slander him, or some sort of scandal comes up, he'll be fine. That was the thing with Michael Avenatti. I think that although those reports are probably false, judging by the source of the accusation, probably won't be convicted of it, but the mainstream media is not going to report that. So he's not going to be nominated, and it's going to hurt his chances. I don't think he would have won anyway, but Elizabeth Warren might run. She'd probably win. Bernie Sanders would probably win. Joe Biden, toss up, I don't know. So, yeah, if the Republicans want to win, Hillary Clinton might run again. So if she gets nominated, Trump's winning again. No problem. It just all depends on who they nominate. Although there's this new guy who's not a politician, he's an entrepreneur and lawyer who is the founding for Venture of America, Andrew Yang. Now, he's a nut job. Okay? He basically is running on the basis of he's going to give us all universal income, which is going to be $1,000 a month. And he names all these ways that he's going to pay for it. Okay. Starters. You add that all up for every single American for 12 months, it ends up being something like $4 trillion a year. Yeah, $4 trillion a year. Now, even if you go by all of the standards for ways that he is going to cut down on things, which isn't that much, because a lot of it is already crap and not going to happen anyway. But even if you give him the benefit of the doubt and you go for all of that, okay, even if you do all of that, it still has $2 trillion added to the deficit. $2 trillion a year added to the debt. Okay, that our government cannot handle, our debt cannot handle that. Okay, if you're over the age of like 30, this probably won't happen to you. But if you're under 30, you're screwed if this comes in. Because all that debt is going to mount up, and sometime in your lifetime, it is likely that they're going to have to, like, all the investors that basically give America money are going to stop giving America money, and then America's going to go bankrupt. Okay, that happened to Greece a while ago. It wouldn't be the same effects, but an economic collapse would for sure happen. It's just stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. Bernie Sanders makes more sense than this guy. And he also wants Medicare for all. Okay, again, it sounds nice and everything, but it adds a lot of money to the debt. This guy makes me mad. Okay, yeah, so if the Democrats want to win, they have to probably, I'm going to guess, have to stick with Democrats who aren't necessarily mainstream and normal. So Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Ojeda would probably win. Beto O'Rourke might run. He's not going to win. Ted Cruz beat him. He's not going to win. Okay, the problem with that, the reason why that race is so close, is because Ted Cruz primaried Trump and said some really bad things about Trump. Okay? People in Texas are huge Trump supporters. Republicans in Texas, when they heard that, were like, not going to come out to vote because they're like, I don't like either of these guys. One of them's a Democrat and one of them doesn't like Trump. And I like Trump, so that's not good. So that Trump actually hurt his campaign there. In fact, in one of his rallies, he was booed when Trump came on stage. Like, Ted Cruz was booed. So that isn't good. So Ted Cruz probably, Beto O'Rourke had everything on his side and he still lost. Craziness. So that's all for today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Comment below if you would like, if you have any suggestions, like, for me to do. Or, like, a certain video you want me to make. Or, if you want to debate me, I am always open to that too. Thanks for watching. Bye.